I'm sick to death of laypersons claiming that Evil Dead 2 is a remake of The Evil Dead. So I'm going to prove once and for all that it's not. First of all, let's assess what we know about Sam Raimi. We know Sam Raimi is no fool. He's not an idiot. He's a creative genius. Ergo, we can surmise that a creative genius would not make a remake of one of his own movies and then put a number 2 in the title. That would be insulting to himself and his paying customers. So we can rule that out. Apart from that, I will use basic math to prove Evil Dead 2 is not a remake of The Evil Dead. First, let's get this out of the way. Bruce Campbell himself has described it as a requel. But after he described it that way, he went on to say that it's whatever you want it to be. Now, I'm not comfortable with that, perhaps because I'm an ISTJ and I don't do ambiguity. But whatevs. Let's break down that word, requel. 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 Remake, sequel. And let's think in terms of proportion. What is the total runtime of Evil Dead 2? I already know it's 84 minutes. It's not... Maybe I have to phrase it just right. One hour and 24 minutes. That's 84 minutes. I was hoping it would just say 84 minutes, but yeah, that'll do. The first 7 minutes are the retread part. And some of you might know this already. If you're a true hardcore fan, I'm sure you know this already. But they couldn't get footage from their own movie, The Evil Dead, to use as a prologue at the beginning of Evil Dead 2 because of studio politics. Sam Raimi has battled studio politics his entire career. And to my knowledge, he's still doing battle with it. An artist and a warrior, figuratively speaking. Anyway, 7 minutes out of 84 minutes. 84 divided by 7. That's 12. So 7 minutes out of 84 minutes is 1/12. That's 1/12 versus, not verse, versus 11/12. How much sense does it make to judge the entirety of a thing by 1/12 of it? I know I'm starting to sound like Dan Bongino. Well, so be it. He makes a lot of good points himself. So here it is, basic math. 7 minutes out of 84 minutes, that's only 1/12. That's the amount of the movie, 1/12. That's the amount of the movie that's remake, retread, what have you. 11/12 is legit sequel. Surely you've already, well, I don't want to come across as presumptuous, I shouldn't assume, but if you're a true hardcore fan, the probability is you already know how to do this. If you want to, you can splice not just the first 2 Evil Dead movies, but the entire original trilogy together into one mega movie. If you cut and splice, if you cut it together at just the right points. Granted, you lose some cool and fun scenes, but if you really felt like it, you could splice that in at the end. But yeah, if each movie wasn't distinct and coherent, then it wouldn't be possible to create a coherent mega movie by splicing them together. And the fact that you can further proves that Evil Dead 2 is not a remake of The Evil Dead. There's a specific point at which you can splice them together, and I might just have to do that in a different video. Bruce himself has already displayed it, but I might have to do my own at some point just for fun, I guess. But also to drive home the point that people need to stop proselytizing this false doctrine that Evil Dead 2 is a remake of The Evil Dead.
I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul! You're gonna die, clown! You think that's funny?